What's up, guys? It's your boy Prue. I'm in the new reading area. Let me know what you think. I got 3 books. Got a cat. It's rainy. Perfect day for reading. But I've read these. I'm just going to go ahead and do it. Under the Equatorial Sky by Rebecca E. I'm not going to bother pronouncing that. This chick was on a race that was on TV through the jungle around the equator, basically. And it's like a big, long race. And I was curious on her prep and the run. And this was a fun book. It's super short. This was my bathroom book. If anyone doesn't know what that is, I don't take my phone into the bathroom. That's weird. You don't need to bother me there. That is the cutest cat, though. Look at that. Look at that. That is, the shelf falls. We're just going to leave it up like that. It'll be a fail video. But, I had this in the bathroom and I read a chapter every time I went, and that was pretty chill. I really liked it. It had some pictures. They're in black and white. I would have preferred them in color, but about her race and her prep and her mental stuff and how she went through. And I thought that was cool, and the fact that she bought ramen for the race made me happy. And I want to say that this was a cool read if you like survival stuff, like food and rationing and what she's going to sleep under in the jungle and all the trials and tribulations like snakes, animals, the race, all that stuff. And if you thought that kind of stuff was cool, you'll like this. And it was super short and had pictures. So her writing wasn't the best, but she's not a professional writer in my opinion. At least at the time she wrote this, she was not a professional writer. Her skills may have improved, but the writing isn't the best. But you got what she was getting at. So I'm going to give this a solid C+. I reread one of my favorite books in large print because, you know, just been that kind of guy, getting older. The Last Unicorn by Peter S. Beagle. In fact, I want to do a book review just for this, but I felt bad doing a book review for a book I've already reviewed, a re-review. But this is one of my favorite books. This is one of the books. The book that got me into fantasy was The Hobbit. My friend Ben Stanfield had it, and I liked the cover, and I played Dungeons & Dragons, but I never read fantasy at the time. And he was like, read this, and then this had a lot of that. This was whimsical, it was merry. Not that there's not some dark parts, but there's a unicorn, and she's in this forest, but all the other unicorns are gone. She goes on an adventure. She meets a wizard that, no offense, he kind of sucks at being a wizard. She meets a nice, like, barkeep lady. She meets an old hag that keeps magical creatures. And you just go on this adventure for this unicorn, trying to find the rest of the unicorns, and then she finds them, and there's a big fight at the end. You kind of get what's going on, but it's whimsical, it's merry, it's definitely a lighthearted fantasy. It's an easy, quick read. And I got it in large print, so it wasn't on the odds. This is one of my favorite books ever. I personally relate to this book. I jokingly call this my autobiography, considering myself the unicorn of mankind. Like, I'm what the aliens need to discover. But I will say this is a B+ if you're okay with YA fantasy. And if not, you just want to go back to your childhood and reminisce a bit. This is where you need to go. Okay, this is the one I did not love. Christopher Moore's A Dirty Job. This just came up on an audiobook. I listened to this in the car on my way to the hospital, which is like an hour and 30 minutes away. And sometimes during the traffic hours, it turns into a 2.5-hour drive one way. So I finished this book in 3 hospital trips. And I did not love it. It could have been that I was also stuck in traffic. I was going to the city, and I live in Washington, Missouri. It's kind of a smaller town, like 10, 20,000 people. And going to St. Louis, which has like 1/4 to 500,000 people, and during rush hour, I was getting a little anxious. So that could have played a part on that, how I'm reviewing this book. But honestly, the character decides to become Death. Like, doesn't decide. He actually gets to become like Death, like the Reaper. And he has a child, and he's trying to like be a new dad. He loses his wife, new career as the Grim Reaper. And it's supposed to be funny, and it kind of reminded me of like that Shaun of the Dead humor, but the jokes just didn't hit for me. I also felt it was elongated. Like, they could have edited this book down and turned it into a... like I said, I lived the audiobook because I was on the way to the hospital, but this could have been like a one trip less audiobook. There was a lot of stuff we didn't need to know about. We could have cut down, could have done a little bit better editing. And that would have really made the jokes sing. But the jokes that did hit were too far apart. Like, not that this book wasn't funny. It was insanely funny. But also, it was, the funny parts were like, it was like watching a comedy that tries to get serious sometimes. Like, you need to pick one. And then it goes comedy, serious, comedy, serious. And I'm like, okay, I get what you're trying to do, but this book was designed, I think this book had the intention of being a lighthearted comedy book, but they just fluffed it to make it thicker and a better, longer read and got more detail into stuff that I didn't care about. But I'm going to give this one, sorry, Christopher, I'm going to give this one a D. Your writing was good. Your characters were fun. Your story was fun. You just needed to make it a bit thinner. Like this could have been, like, it's like 350 pages. Okay, you turn this to a 200 to 300 page book, you got something here. I'd be rolling if these jokes just kept hitting. But no, sorry. They got serious, and they got sad, and they got funny, and it tried to be a roller coaster of emotions, but his writing prose to me definitely hit on the comedic side, and his sad stuff and serious stuff were overshadowed by his comedic stuff, and the comedic stuff was just way better, and I'm sorry that this just didn't hit. This just didn't hit. I read a book recently where a girl gave a guy a bad book review and he went to kill her. So Christopher Moore, please don't come to kill me since I did say what town I live in this video. Holy fuck, I shouldn't have done that. Oh well, he already knows about the Grim Reaper, so he knows where I'm going to live. But I will check out the sequel to this because it had enough good stuff to where I'm not done with it, but I'm hoping the sequel is better. But like I said, this has been your boy Prue, guys. The cat was already left the room. 3 books, Equatorial Sky. If you like the setting, if you like what they're doing, you'll like that. A whimsical childhood memory. Oh, The Last Unicorn. Check this out from the library because I don't own many books anymore. Christopher Moore's Till Death had some good stuff, but just fell a little short. But this has been your boy Prue, guys. Thanks for watching and stay creepy.